What's going on?
Who are we? What are we doing? And what just happened? I'm Chris Grace. I just finished shooting my special for Dropout Presents called Chris Grace as Scarlett Johansson, and it all went really well.
Are you recording? This is good B-roll.
This show is like my exploration of basically like everything I think about racism put into a 1-hour show. And it continues to be updated by new things I think about racism, and the more I do it, the more I find that I don't really know what the answers are. It's a show I've been thinking about for probably 7 or 8 years, and it developed over the last year in the sense that like the first couple readings, my friends were like, it's interesting.
At our very first reading of the show, all of us were like, it's really mean. It seems very mean. And he's like, that's not at all what I'm trying to go for. So then we came up with the idea of kind of starting it from a place of love, of I'm a fan of Scarlett Johansson's and I don't really even know that she's done anything wrong, but I want to address these issues.
Great. Has genuinely grown, not by just being on its feet, but by it simmering in my head in between performances, where just my unconscious is like unlocking like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do this? Over the course of like a year and a half. In the show, it's like, oh, this guy's name is Jim. From now on, I only care about doing the show for Jim. But I added a little bit that was like, actually, I only care about doing the show for you.
Nice.
Because you're the person at home watching.
What if you go, what if it's like, I only care about doing it for you.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah.
Just cut between all the
Yeah,
different
sure. I only care what you think about the show. Or you. Or you. Not you. I'm trying to, with this special, not have a sense of like, you're watching other people watch this show. Like the final product of the show is going to try to be like a show that's for you at home watching it. There might be some parts of the show that are less enjoyable for a live audience than it would be. So I don't really know what to say about that, except thanks for coming.
When he first started talking about developing this show, he mentioned that he wanted my eyes on it and to kind of help him shape it and whatnot. And it was not just me, there was a real community effort. I mean, the wonderful thing about Edinburgh Fringe in general is you get 28 shows right in a row. You figure out really quickly what's working and what's not working, and you have the time to tweak things and shape things and build things. There was so much pressure. I mean, there's 3,400 shows at Fringe. To find an audience at all is so challenging. When he got that 4-star review in The Guardian, it was just really validating and really important, I think, for him to see that his voice was being heard and that his message was getting out there and that people were really resonating with it.
Chris, would you mind? Thanks.
Not moving while you're...
Yes. 25?
Do you mind being professional?
The one-person shows are my favorites. Like Chris Grace as Scarlett Johansson, the ability to do these kind of cinematic turns and to have these lighting cues and to really like build a show. There was so much to build like on the day, like, you know, like getting all the cues and the music and everything, making sure the lighting stuff is all great. And then going like, it's like, can we run through it once? No, gotta open the doors, gotta get everyone in. And then you just hope the show goes well.
How do we describe Chris Grace?
I mean, he's hysterical, and I think his observations on the world are from a perspective that I don't get to experience personally. So I like to learn from other people, and he's a great one to teach through comedy, which is awesome.
It probably is the most vulnerable I've been directly in something. I would honestly say that like that's maybe one of my superpowers is that like I don't have a resistance to like, oh, should I go this deep in this moment? So far I've had the confidence to be like, if I go here, I think somebody will come along.
Hello, welcome. Hello.
There is a form of like irrational confidence there.
Hello.
Hi, sorry.
Oh,
My mom was very supportive. Everything I said about my mom in the show is absolutely true. She was super encouraging of me being an artist. She did not fall into any of like typical Asian parent stereotypes in any way. Maybe this is where the irrational confidence, she never told me I couldn't do any of this stuff. She might be the only person. Almost everybody else actively discouraged me from doing any of this. Does that mean we're starting? Just like Edinburgh, where no one would ever inform me when the show was starting. I had struggles with my dad about doing it, but that's a different show. From my dad, I have a strong resistance to authority. So if you tell me I can't do something, all the people that told me I couldn't do something, I was also doing it to spite them. And that has fueled me for decades.
I feel like a boat that has been barely duct taped together and barely made it back to shore. That's how I feel. It's kind of weird because you're kind of like in the live show, but you're also thinking about like, oh, it's being recorded.
Right.
It put me in a slightly surreal space.
More pressure?
Yeah. But it's still fun. What'd you think?
Good. I got some notes, but good.
I think you have a yes. You like those Dropout specific jokes?
Dude, I was howling.
Let me reconvene in like 15.
He loves talking to people, especially about his work.
Sort of a generalization about this show is that my conversations with people of color after the show are emotionally very different than other conversations I've had. I know it hits them differently. And I'm very grateful for that. I want them to feel like this show is talking to them. I wanted to talk to everybody, but I couldn't do the show if I felt like it was selling out other Asian people for a laugh or to make a point or something. Like, that's been really gratifying to like meet people that feel that the show is speaking to them.
It's funny, as a white actor myself, there are issues that were never on my radar. I never thought about until I met him and started talking to him and hearing his struggles and hearing the stories that he's had and how many auditions he's gone into where someone's like, can you Asian up your voice, or can you add an accent, or can you, and you know, how many times has he had to audition for a Chinese food delivery guy? Hearing those experiences from him really opened up my eyes.
Eric, you want to go over some notes?
I do.
I teared up watching the show this last run. I tear up pretty much every time he does it because it's just so raw and it's so vulnerable and it's so him. It is so, what you see up there is really, really him. And it's the man I fell in love with.
Oh, great show.
Thank you.
Great show.
Did it run smoothly for you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. And it's going to be even better. Now that the crew has seen the show as it works,
yeah,
they're going to be like a little better at anticipating certain things and stuff like that.
Now they're going to turn the cameras on.
Yeah. Write that down.
Did you want all of the cameras on or just some? I need to
Just the ones that make me look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main note is that you said the last Temple of Doom.
Yeah. What is? I was saying it. I was like, that's not right.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You said the last Temple of Doom.
It's last. I was like,
From where I was sitting, like the energy in the audience was amazing.
Oh, cool.
And, like, dude,
there
I was
honestly,
so
there were honestly a couple times where like there was so much applause. I was like, is this going to be in the final edit? Because this seems a little much. So Sam, let's do a podcast right here.
Between two shows?
Between two shows. Sam, what was your motivation for doing Dropout Presents?
Truthfully, Chris,
Right.
go to Fringe, see your show, Courtney's show. I'm so moved. I'm like, I can't believe that, like this isn't going to be seen by millions of people or whatever. Like, I feel like I'm in a position to get it seen.
Also, Sam, it still isn't. I think Sam and I met each other at a good point in our lives where we equally want to be each other's friends.
Yeah, it's true. True.
That doesn't happen that often in show business.
Yeah.
Normally there's a power dynamic. Well, I mean, Sam clearly has way more power than I do. But
Clearly. It would feel like there's more of a power dynamic if you weren't so laissez-faire about it.
oh yeah, if I recognized your authority, yes, that would be a big difference.
Yeah. There you go.
If I say Last Temple of Doom again,
Yes.
would you pick up?
Then I fucking walk. Sorry. And I filed divorce.
Okay, thank you. Love you.
All right. Have a good show.
I think I'm creating things to try to connect with people. That feeling of being in the audience and having that like psychic transference where for a moment you are getting exactly what the performer is trying to get across is a restorative moment, and it's fleeting. That feeling of being present with somebody, I think, is like we're always going to need that.